Welcome to the Divorce Awakening podcast,
where you wake the fuck up after divorce.
and you realise that your best life ever is ahead of you.
I'm Delia,
And I'm Sam Brindle.
and we're two happily divorced coaches here to show you that life doesn't end after divorce.
Mate, it's just getting started.
This is your chance to find out who you really are and build a life that you can't even imagine.
We'll be talking about purpose, career change, dating, spiritual shit, and falling in love with yourself.
Let's get into it.
Let's go!
Hello and welcome back to the Divorce Awakening podcast. Today we want to talk about something a bit different. We feel like there is so much out there about, you divorced a narcissist, what next? Or you finally broke free out of your emotionally abusive relationship. Or, or he cheated on you and you divorced him. And then you can go through the world knowing that you made the right decision because obviously. But what is not talked about so much is when you divorce the quote unquote good guy. When you're in a relationship where on the surface and behind closed doors, things are pretty good. But for whatever reason, you're not happy and you want to get divorced. And I feel like we don't talk about this enough. And so we want to shine the spotlight on this today because we know that many of you are experiencing this and it has ongoing ripple effects. And Sam, this is something you've encountered a bit, isn't it? So are you happy to talk a little bit about your experience?
Yeah. I mean, I've got a lot to say about this, but my relationship wasn't bad. It wasn't traumatic. There was no abuse. No one cheated. On the face of it, we were fine.
Yeah.
But I knew that I wasn't happy. Like, I knew that this wasn't what I wanted. Which is why it took me quite a long time to make the decision. And talking to other people, it was almost like I didn't have enough reason.
That's interesting. Do you mean if people ask you?
Yeah.
Because did people say, why are you getting divorced?
Yeah. And it's like...
And they expect a scandal, don't they?
Yeah. And there was... everyone thought that someone had cheated. Everyone.
Yeah.
And just saying I wasn't happy, people were like...
What? You're going to be happy in a marriage?
And bearing in mind, a lot of people that I speak to aren't necessarily happy in their own marriages.
Yeah.
But it felt awkward. It felt like that wasn't enough.
Mm.
And there was part of me that honestly wanted him to have an affair or wanted him to do something so I would have just cause to have left.
Isn't that interesting? And why is that? Why is it that we have to have these scandals to get divorced?
I think we're so conditioned that you push through and you make it work. And even if you're not happy, you suck it up and you keep going because that's what marriage is. And you signed a contract and you have to be married till you die.
Yeah.
And so when you've fed that all the time, and family unit and you can't break the family and all of these things, it's like, it's frowned upon. But when there is, bearing in mind until... and I can't remember the date now, and I really should know it. Very, very recently, women could not divorce without just cause.
Yeah.
There had to be a reason.
My mum had to prove adultery.
Exactly.
Not to divorce my dad, I should say, in a previous relationship. Just if you're listening, Dad.
So it is this thing of there has to be something really specific and bad that gives you the grounds to want to divorce.
Yeah, because culturally we've been fed that line for so long.
Yeah.
Women can't divorce unless there is basically break one of the 7 deadly sins or something.
Yeah. And I know there are lots of women out there who are and men who are in similar positions where you're not happy. The relationship can be fine, even up until quite not too long before we actually divorced, we were still doing things together. We were still there with the kids, So we didn't, there was never any hate. There was never any really big conflict. It just, we weren't meant to be together.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just felt like it wasn't quite enough.
I think it takes incredible bravery to walk away in that situation. Because like you
Yeah.
say, you're going against the grain. Culturally, it's not the done thing. You wish there was more evidence to justify the separation, and yet you still did it, which is incredibly brave. What do you think helped you in that moment? Like what pushed you forward? And you didn't just stay, right? You didn't just settle.
I mean, I've talked about this before, but I think for me, it was a moment of realizing that I knew deep down what I wanted. And yet everything else was telling me that I shouldn't do it. And so it was kind of the first time I'd had the conflict of like really knowing in my gut what I wanted, and then like what my mind was telling me and what I was hearing from other people. And it just made me realize that actually my gut is, when people talk about, your intuition or like your gut feeling, that is the one to trust. And so that's the one I trusted.
Wow.
Yeah. But it went against so much. I mean, I suppose you can call it conditioning. That, like feeling very selfish because I was the one who had made that decision based on what I wanted, which I'd never really done before either. I wasn't someone who would do things just for me.
Yeah.
I was very much a people pleaser, or like not wanting to cause any conflict. So I'd kind of just go with the flow.
And you did the complete opposite.
And I did the complete and utter opposite. And then he called me selfish.
Of course.
And that really hurt.
Yeah.
A lot. Because it wasn't just something that I was believing about myself. It was also what he believed about me as well. So that was really hard. And it also made me want to change the definition of selfish.
Oh my God. I had exactly the same. I said those words, right? After I was getting divorced.
It's got such negative connotations.
Yeah.
Selfish means you don't care about anyone else and you just want to do what you want to do.
And you don't care that it's going to hurt other people, and you do it despite
exactly
that.
Whereas what we did was the complete opposite. Yeah.
Because actually, one of the amazing things that we've seen from your divorce as a case study is actually how when you leave a relationship that's good, but not right anymore, it is an incredible base to have a beautiful separated relationship. Because we've done a whole episode on Sam going on holiday with your ex-husband recently, just a month ago. You all went on holiday with your kids. And actually, sort of to flip it, like the benefit of divorcing a good guy is that you can have a beautiful next chapter with that person. Yes. And I am so grateful for that, because I never, he is a good guy. I really, really like him, and the relationship that also goes a little bit back to the word relationship that we talked about in the last episode. It's like, maybe we've stopped having a romantic relationship, but we've just got a different type now. I don't know if you call it a relationship. We're friends. Yeah. And you can do so much. So whilst the decision to leave was very difficult, what we've managed to grow on the other side is quite amazing. And better for everyone. And the very opposite of selfish. The very opposite of selfish. Want to get that in. When I look at you guys and how you're doing life 5 years on, I don't think I've seen it modeled better elsewhere. So there's another element with we're calling it separating the good guy, divorcing the good guy, that I've got some friends and clients that have a similar position, and they've also felt like that's what they did. And one of them, I remember her saying to me, is that she had a lot of moments of regret as well. Like, did she do the right thing? Because, you divorce the good guy. You maybe separate the family, the kids, 2 homes, the financial burden that comes with divorce as well. And I think it can be that it's easy to start to potentially regret the decision if life is so much harder on the other side, because maybe it wasn't that bad. It wasn't, you didn't feel like you were living an oppressed, awful life. So when life gets tougher on the other side of divorce, there's more potential for regret. I don't know, what would you say to someone who's experiencing that?
Uh, I think you know how you feel in the moment. It's very easy to look back on things with a different perspective. So it can be easy to look back and think, oh, well, it wasn't that bad. But there's a reason you left. There is a reason you left. And from my own experience, it's not a decision you make overnight. Like, I agonized over this for 2 years.
Yeah.
So if I was going to put myself through that, if I look back on it and think it wasn't that bad, I think I can tell myself that it was, that I think those 2 years of sort of anguish and decision making prove that I wanted to leave.
100% agreed. I think the rose tinted glasses are dangerous.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to take them off.
And your mind, and you will, the memories will suddenly be amazing. I mean, I did experience some of that. I experienced, like the first time they went on holiday without me, because holidays were like our really happy time. I was so sad. I was so sad. And and you're thinking, oh God, I made such a massive mistake. They're growing and living their lives without me. And then 5 years on, we did it together.
Yeah.
I didn't lose that. And there were moments like when I could see that my kids were sad, that they missed the other person, that, it wasn't plain sailing. It was difficult, but it was remembering the why.
Yeah.
And not allowing myself to kind of fall into those thought patterns.
Yeah.
Because when life is hard, you want to make it as easy as possible. And it is hard.
Bloody hard.
I mean, there's a lot to deal with. So yes, there is likely to be regret.
Yeah.
The other thing I did feel a lot, was guilt. I was riddled with guilt.
Of course.
Which made me stuck for a long time. Like literally couldn't move because I felt so guilty for like the fact that I wasn't with my kids, that I just couldn't let myself do anything.
Yeah.
I just couldn't move. I couldn't allow myself to enjoy any time when the kids were with their dads.
Yeah.
Just because I should have been there too.
Very common.
And it was insane. It was so all encompassing. And that made me feel like, why did I do this? Like, I'm not okay on the other side. So what was it all for?
Right.
But then, time does pass.
Yeah. Time is the greatest healer.
Time does heal. And, and then you start to see that the kids are in fact fine, that he is in fact fine, and life goes on.
Do you know what I've just had an image of? It's like, if you imagine like divorce is almost like a child. And when you're first divorced, it's like having a baby. And there's all these big emotions and lots of tears and you're not sleeping through the night and it's horrendous. And you can't imagine it ever being anything different than that, because that is the moment you're in, like when you have a baby. And then maybe like some months pass and I think everyone's timeline is different, or maybe it's a year later and it's like toddler stage and it's still so difficult. And maybe you're like bartering back and forth on like the divorce agreement or the items that you're dividing up or whatever, and it's still difficult. But then fast forward 5 years, 6 years, and you're in the easy years. And it's only then that can you have more clarity. And again, I think the timeline is different for everybody. So for some people, it might be 10 years, it might be 5 years for someone else. But then you can have that clarity of like, this is why I did it.
Yeah.
this is what it's about. So I think if you're listening to this and you're in those earlier months and years, it's just knowing that this is a moment of time that, like a young child, it will pass, it will get easier. And right now you can't see what lies ahead. So it's very easy to have regrets when we only look back and we see that maybe something wasn't that bad because you don't know what is coming ahead.
Such a good analogy. Well done.
Thanks.
Because it is that. It really is that.
Mm.
And it feels like you're never going to be okay again, but because you can't see what's coming. I mean, I would never have imagined what my life would look like now.
No.
And it's trusting.
Yes.
Also,
Always comes back to trust. Every episode we're like, it's back to trust and love.
Trust and love. It's trusting your decision.
Yes. You said something very wise about decisions recently to me.
Why, Sam?
Yeah. You didn't say it to me. You said it in a group.
Yeah.
Do you remember what you said?
My wise decision was that I heard this somewhere else. I didn't make this up. Just putting the clause out there. But it's that if you're making a decision between two things, you can't see into the future. Like you don't know where either path lies.
You don't know which is right or wrong, right?
You don't know which is right and wrong.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen at the end of each of those decisions. So make the decision fast. But the trick is to know that you're going to be okay regardless of what happens at the end of it. It's trusting. That you are going to be okay.
And trusting in your decision.
Because you can go round and round and round and round and round in circles. Do I leave? Do I not leave? Do I stay? Do I go?
Did I make the right decision?
Should I go back? Should I have done this? Should I have done the other? And, you know, in my situation, deciding whether to actually tell him that I wanted to separate or not, it took me so long to get to. Because I was scared of what would happen, obviously, like the what ifs of leaving. But if you're still in that position now, if you're listening, like trust your decision.
Yeah, trust your decision.
Don't know what's going to happen, and it will be okay.
It will be okay. And there will be a moment in the future where you go, thank fuck we got divorced.
Yeah.
And that might be because you've met someone else or because life took an unexpected turn and you got some incredible opportunity. And that would never have happened if you hadn't have made that decision to get divorced. But it is just like, I think you've really hit the nail on the head where you were like, there was something deep inside you, an intuition that said you had to leave. And you did the brave thing and you left. And then you held on to that decision and trusted it, even when it got hard. And now you have this beautiful relationship with your ex and a family that is redefined, but even richer in love. You never knew that would be the outcome. You had to trust that.
I had to trust that. Well, I wasn't even thinking about what the outcome was.
No, just surviving.
Just surviving and clouded with a lot of negative what ifs.
Yeah.
But if I could go back and do it again, obviously with hindsight, everyone's extremely wise. But if I kind of knew what I knew now about trust and surrendering to the outcome and, well, everything that we've talked about, I wonder if making that decision would have been easier. And I'm pretty sure it would have been.
I think yes. And I think when life is difficult and hard, even knowing the power of trust and letting go, it's still very hard to do. Like I've had more recent experiences where I've had to trust, a few. And even being like doing this work and really trying hard to trust and surrender. When the going gets tough, it's hard. I think it's hard because I think that trust and surrender are so easy to say and so hard to practice when life is hard.
Yes.
But yes, perhaps it would be easier. We do need to practice. Micro actions. Maybe we should do another episode on this.
On trust.
Micro actions to help you trust.
Ooh.
We'll do that in another episode.
Is that... How long have we gone? I don't know how long I've been talking for. We haven't got your watch.
Talking for a while.
So, in summary, if you're in the situation where you either are thinking about separating and they are a good guy, what I would really like you to take from this episode is that you feeling like it's not right for you is absolutely enough. That for me is the key.
Yeah, huge.
And whatever people trying to tell you or what you hear or what you read, just know that, yeah, exactly that your feelings are enough. That's it. That's my public service announcement.
I love it. And let Sam's story be your inspiration, your light and your guide, no matter where you are on this journey. If you're in those early months of divorce or even a few years on and you're having those moments of, did I make the right decision? I think knowing that you can't see what lies ahead of you and trusting that you have, and know that you will find out in time why. Yes. And we will see you in the next episode. Bye.